I beat this machine. I have
You think what?
62. I have Windows 62 on this thing. So it's not even a computer. It's an Etch-a-Sketch connected to a typewriter, and I connect it to a blender so I can send emails. Oh, great. Within 16 hours it arrives. 62.
So tell us, Stephen Pearl, how are you doing with this pandemic?
It's crazy. It's like the Twilight Zone. It's crazy, man. It is weird, and it is scary, it is strange, and it's bizarre. The Twilight Zone, the Twilight Zone. It's this guy. I've never done 64. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yeah. Never.
Smallpox in the 30s, but I wasn't around for that. It's just insane. So staying in, drinking coffee, staying high, trying to go out to the store. Here and there for food, and I do see friends at least once a week. I got to go out here and there. Got to have some human contact and take my chances. Other than that, I just staying inside. With me and the cats.
I know. I saw that the Laugh Factory had a social distancing comedy show where they were all staying apart, but they were on stage.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice that they do that. But me, I need an audience, so I'm just gonna wait till this thing ends.
I know.
It's not the end of days.
Jesus.
Back on stage when this whole thing ends, hopefully.
I know it. How are your cats? Everybody needs to know that you love cats.
Oh, no, I love animals. I'm an animal fan. I started out as a dog fan, and I'm still the biggest doggy fan in the world.
Yes.
Right now, live cats are a bit better. They're a little lower maintenance, and they're just cool company.
Yeah.
Several times it wasn't for these babies, so they always keep me amused. Two of them think they're dogs, so they're very affectionate. And they just, I'm their bitch. They've taken over, and that's just fine that way.
That's so cool. Talk about your illustrious comedy career. And Richard Chasler is on here, and he says, Pearl, what's up, booby?
I said, hey, I'll give you such a potch in the tuchus so you act like such a sugar. That's what I said. From right to left. Hello, Richie boy. What are you doing, booby?
He let me interview him yesterday.
He's a very nice fellow. He's got a lot to talk about.
Yes, he does. I want to have you tell, he says you're his dear friend.
We are dear friend. He's a nutty cat, and I mean that, man, sincerely. He's a crony man.
Tell the people that haven't known of you yet all about your illustrious, tell them about who you are and what you've done in comedy and in the world. I want people.
I work with plutonium and sometimes ferrous oxide, and I'm the man they call invented the ad lib and the dick joke. Stand up since 1977.
Wow.
When I started, Elvis was alive and Son of Sam was on the loose. And just been doing it. And I've had good adventures. I've been around the world many times and met some great people, known and unknown, and had the best friends in the world. And made money, spent money, made some more money, spent more money, and whatever. I'm still here. Like Steve McQueen at the end of Poppy, and just a little guy at the end of a clip. I'm still here, you bastards.
I liked how Stephen McQueen, isn't he the...
I'm modern.
What? You got a good phone?
Oh, the best.
Holy Toledo.
Lots of Captain Crunch or something. It's a very good phone.
Wow.
The best.
Man alive. Richard Chasler says, and I quote, Stephen Pearl, one of the funniest, most brilliant comedians ever.
God bless him. Ask him if he wants to manage me.
Yes, okay. Do you want to manage him, Richard? We'll see what he says. So, you've toured with Robin, written jokes for him, been around with, traveling with also Sam Kinison, all of the greats. I mean, there's not a lot you haven't done.
Oh, okay. You froze for a while. What did you say?
Every time I talk, it says unstable. What does that mean, Stephen?
It knows you. That's what it means.
Talk about the people that you've met in comedy and the places and funniest things, craziest things you want to talk about.
Oh, I was going to this club in Brooklyn. I met this guy, Vinny Smegletti. He was real funny, and he showed me how to use an ice pick and a little crowbar. He was real good, to get money back people. Oh, he was real good. I met lots of people. Grover Cleveland, Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Jones, Mandelbaum Jr. He was great. He was mention, but you just look at the pictures, you'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't want you to mention anybody in particular. I just whatever you feel like talking about.
I've known everybody. I've known just many, many people. Crapadata, one of the early bitter comics I met a long time ago. And who else? I don't know. They're good people. Rich Chasler. I worked with Rich Chasler.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Rich, you know you've arrived. God damn it.
So, what has the pandemic made you decide to do differently in your life or in your comedy when we get out of this?
Run down the street and lick doorknobs. Nothing. I'm not doing anything. I had a week of gigs canceled, and I was working on more, and now they're not going to happen. And I just went on Gig Salad, the Gig Salad site. My dear friend Linda Gerber set me up with a Gig Salad site. And I'm starting to get a couple of prospects, and then bam, this thing hits, and nobody's hiring anybody for nothing. So it blows, So you just got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Yeah. What do you do?
So, do you ever practice your comedy on your cats, and how do you know if a joke works?
I write lady driver jokes, and I practice them in the mirror. And, all the guys I work at the Silly Putty Egg Factory there in Laurelton, there in Long Island, and all the guys say I'm pretty funny, and I'm thinking of going on Amazon one night. I'm gonna do some Fakakta open mic at 4 p.m. in a laundromat. Remember, kids, you want to do yourself in, it's hospital heaven. Hospital heaven. Sympathy, eulogy, ambulance, hearse.
And that's the beauty of Stephen Pearl right there. One of the funniest things that I love about your comedy is when you take the microphone stand and you go, "Fuck you, that's funny."
Oh, well, it's part of a bit I do. That's just a little accent for the bit. So.
It's so funny. You guys got to get out and see Stephen Pearl.
Save that one for last. It's so powerful. It's just you won't have the capacity to plot. It'll be amazing when you see this.
So you come from Long Island. There's a lot of Long Island people that also came from there.
Yeah, there's a lot of misery there, and where you find misery, you find comedy. So there's a lot of comedians from Long Island.
There must be a lot of people in Long Island very proud of you.
I don't know of any. They're probably glad I left in 1979. I got off the island.
Yeah. What do you like? What city do you like doing comedy in the most, and why?
Anywhere where there's a fun crowd. There's really no particular. My two favorite places used to be a place called Laughins in Fort Myers, Florida, and a club called Yuck Yucks in Canada, in Edmonton, where I recorded my CD many years ago. And they're both gone now, but they used to be two of my favorites. The audiences were amazing. If you showed up, they loved you. And if you knew what you were doing, like I did, you did even better. I would do like hour-and-a-half sets there. They were great places. Yeah, it was fun. This is like 20, 25 years ago. And Yuck Yuck is still going. They have a circuit throughout Canada, but that Laughins is long gone. But boy, that was a fun room.
Wow.
And, but anywhere. I love playing in Vegas. I'm pretty much, occasionally go out of town like to Reno or Gallup, New Mexico, or whatever. But anywhere, I'll play anywhere where there's a fun crowd. I go on stage because I'm so damn good.
That's what it.
On.
In your illustrious career that spanned many decades, because you're young,
Yeah.
what's one of the funniest experiences that you had on stage because of someone in the audience?
Let's see. I was on stage once, and where was it? I think it was Santa Cruz, many years ago. And I just, I hadn't eaten all day. I ate breakfast, and I just mentioned, man, I'm starving here. And some people in the audience were starving. So one guy ordered up a bunch of pizzas, and they had delivered one to the stage. And I just sat there, and there were some other pizzas. Some people ate, and I ate. I just told jokes and sat down and ate pizzas until I got 2 slices. I wasn't starving anymore.
Wow,
That was pretty cool.
that's super.
Yeah, I've had drugs delivered on stage. The old days. People were nice. So I called up a dealer from the stage once. On stage with a little something. It was a long time. It was old Steve.
Now the new Steve.
Oh.
Halo man.
Halo, how are you?
So
And
people love you because you can riff. You don't just come on.
baby.
Yeah. And you
riff like Johnny Winter in comedy, like he did on guitar.
yeah, and you like have a perfect memory.
Most of the time, as much as I've tried to destroy my brain cells, I seem to have most of them intact. So, or they die and they come back and they bring friends, more brain cells. So I remember a lot of stuff. I remember stuff from nursery school. So, yeah.
And I think that helps you with your riffing because you can recall things, like that other people can't recall.
Yep. Oh, yes. Especially in my life because they never lived my life, and I remember things that they don't. Remember that time in kindergarten when you tripped that guy? And I can do that. You did it. That's why you don't remember it.
So in your life, who was the first person that really you knew they thought you could do comedy? Who is the first person that said, you know what, you should, and you listened to it or you remember it?
Probably. I was always a wise guy. I used to draw cartoons. I was a cartoonist. And, so I was always involved in comedy in one way or another. It's the things that got me through life are humor and music, especially since I was a little kid, and we're together or separately. So, and I guess in college or high school, people thought I was pretty funny, and I just wanted to go on stage. It was scary. The thought of going on stage scared the hell out of me, and I finally did it at the School of Visual Arts Talent Show, May 20th, 1977. It was Friday night, and I went on and I killed. And I go, wow, this is fun. I'm gonna be a star in a week. And I started hitting clubs in New York, like I went to the Improv. I showed up on a Sunday, like an hour before showtime, thinking, well, I'll wait online and I'll get on. And I realized by then, the line started like 6 in the morning. It was going around the block several times. Wow. And I waited. And it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I waited, and I go, I'm never gonna get on. So I went home. Second time, I learned my lesson. Second time, I went to the comic strip in New York City. And I went on and I bombed with the same stuff I did where I killed at the School of Visual Arts show. I go, whoa, well, I better rethink. Now, if I got on the first time and bombed, I never would have done it again because I'm a quitter. I would have gotten some office job and snapped and gone in with a slingshot and I wiped everyone out myself at the end. But I killed the first time, so I know I can do this. So it was really a blow, but I know I can kill, so I'm going to keep doing this. And then I went to the Improv again on a Sunday amateur night, but I got there really early, and I was like the third one online, and I went on that good time. It was the fifth one or sixth one. And I went on a good time that Sunday night, and I killed. And I go, whoa, people were high-fiving me as I was getting off stage. Here I am, like, 21 years old, and doing stand-up. I think I want to do this, That was, so. And I did that in New York for a while, and I moved to San Francisco in '79, and I started doing it there. And then coincidentally, this comedy wave started building around then, early '80s and stuff like that. And there I was. And there was a morning radio show by a guy named Alex Bennett, who was in New York a long time ago, late '60s, early '70s. He used to interview John Lennon, Frank Zappa, Bobby Seale, all these cool people. And he started having local comedians on the show, and I was lucky enough to be one of them. And I started getting this big following, and by then, the comedy was like 83, 84, 85, 86. You would go on Alex Bennett's show, and you'd mention a show you were doing, and it would sell out. And you go, whoa, we were local stars, and he was like the Alan Freed of the whole deal. So it was great. We owned the town. I went on the road once a year only because I wanted to. I could stay in town. If I was making less than $2,000 a week back then, it was a surprise. So
wow.
It was great. The rent was like $400. It was great. It was great. Drugs were cheap. Everything was there. We were like rock stars in the '60s, and I took advantage of everything.
Wow.
That hurts. But in the old days, baby, I was an animal.
I've learned so much from talking to you, because you're my friend, and talking to you, just getting to talk to you has helped my comedy when I get on stage. I don't do anything that you do. That wouldn't work for me, but
Get the knife.
And so, I try to encourage people that whatever level you're at in comedy, get to know people above your level. Don't just hang out with the people that are at your level, because just talking to you makes me stronger. I want to thank you for your friendship.
Oh, well, I'm like spinach. I'm the spinach of comedy.
Yes, you're my Popeye.
Get it to be stronger.
Down that spinach.
Yeah, there you go.
Jason Outlaw says hello, and he says
Jason.
he wants to be you when he grows up.
Oh, okay. I tell you, don't grow up. That's the secret. I'm still waiting on that. Look at this. I'm 89 years old. Don't I look good?
You look great. What's your secret?
Well, don't worry too much, and just don't take life too seriously, and have a creative outlet. Like stand up or painting or music or something. Sculpting, phony phone calls, anything. Just have something that makes you feel good.
So let's say we're locked up in our apartments until like August, God forbid. What are you going to do to stay sane?
Oh, God, I'm going to hide under the couch and not pay rent. I don't know what I'm going to do. Leave for coffee and pet my cats, I guess. It's strange. The cats will probably kick me out by the day. Get out.
I've heard in rough times cats will eat you.
They can have me. Well, I didn't know that, so I leave a $50 bill on the bed. I did not. Well, I've had them for a few years now. I had no idea about that. I should have known that's Philip Roth book.
Oh my gosh, you're a blaze of fun. So I'm gonna let you go, but if you want people,
Most movies ever made, and I admit it.
dirty jokes. Are you in that video?
Yes, I meant it. Dirty jokes.
Where do people get that video from?
You can probably get it on Amazon like 12 cents or something. I think they pay you to take it on there.
What's it called? The Outlaws of Comedy?
Oh, this is called Dirty Jokes.
Dirty jokes.
I got another one. Let me mention my late great podcast show. I haven't done it in a while, but it's still up and running. It's Rifferendum on RIFFERENDUM.com. Rifferendum. And the interviews I did with Robin Williams, with Johnny Winter, with Edgar Winter, with Tom Dreesen, with Felicia Michaels, with Carrie Snow, Rich Scheidner, a whole bunch of great people, and the Winter Brothers, two of the best musicians in the whole wide world. So that's Rifferendum.com. Check that out. And other than that, I got nothing going on.
Oh, yes, you do. Tony Bennett's hand.
Oh, that's right. Hey, everybody, Tony Bennett's hand here. I just want to say it's another good thing, and Tony loves to sing for you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Tony's hand. You're a great guy. Thank you, Stephen. Good to be here. You're a cool cat.
I can't wait for Tony Bennett to come a call and take you on the road. It'll happen.
Tony's everywhere, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Stephen Pearl.
Thank you, Linda.
See you later.
Okay, take care. Have a great day.
You too.
Wait for the virus and all that.
Okay, I promise. Bye.
Bye.
What a crazy guy. Now that's what I call a wild and crazy guy. I'm telling you, you go watch him on stage, you will laugh harder and louder than you will for anybody else. It happens every time. That guy gets you. He's an animal on stage. He doesn't take no for an answer. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys being on here watching. Richard, Chassler, Tommy Carter, see who else? Jason Outlaw and Mike Zwoff. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I know more people will watch it after I post it. They're probably afraid I'll call them out by name if they get on there now. They know me. See you later.